Excuse me. It's always that first one. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, TMCD was first. Thank you very much. Followed by Lydia Washington, Judy Matassid, Esmeralda. Uh-oh. Let me see. There was an issue with your file. Please try again. Oh, that did not load, huh? Mm-mm-mm. I have been having trouble most of the evening trying to do stuff. With the rain, it seems like it has slowed down the internet. So I'm just hoping it doesn't go out. But it's been raining all day. Okay, there we go. That was the second try to get the that up. So all right. But yeah, it's been dragging and dragging and dragging, and I just got a thing saying that please try again later. But you know what? It's here right now, so no need for that. All right. Um, Amazing day, His Royal Highness Prince Harry, the real global statesman. So I'm not gonna look at a whole lot of the comments. I really because I got so much to get through. Um, hey, Church Nelly. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, and listen to Church Nelly. Make sure you thumbs up. All right. There we go. Uh, Oh no, that slipped. It was oh well. Don't forget to subscribe. That should have been a little higher, but well, everything's getting weird tonight. Uh Everything is kind of weird for me. But yeah, you could see what it says. It says, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. And oh, that would have been awkward anyway. Yeah, I see what I did. I see what I did. Okay. I'll just save that one and try it again another day. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll try it again another day. Okay. All right. Got it. Yulibi wants to say hi to a few people. Very good. Thank you very much. Mary H wants to say hi to a few people. Mary H, you were not here for a couple of days, right? I hope you're feeling okay. Or am I thinking about someone else? Okay. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. Travalyst 5-year anniversary. The 5-year anniversary. You know what? I Googled Travalyst, and you know what? Hi, Jules Ryder, Maurice Brown, Novi D, CK. It seems, um, well, let me make sure I put this in the right context. It seems like we've been pushing and fighting a bit harder lately, as though nothing has changed, but I promise you it has. Okay, so while I was prepping, I was looking for Harry's Travalyst speech, right? And I just, you know, searched for it and something came up, but it was actually from CBS News, and they made the announcement about Travalyst. They actually spoke more about Harry using a private jet instead of launching this consumer driven database that will help us all make responsible decisions. And I can only say that that was all Kensington Palace. That was Kensington Palace. That was 5 years ago. And it wasn't just CBS, it was several outlets. The same thing. A lot of the snark, a lot of the nasty coverage, it is gone. It is gone. Especially the coverage where they defer to the Royal Rota, and not just one or two of them, but several of them. Anybody with an English accent and a nasty attitude toward the Sussexes could easily qualify to comment about anything and everything. And even worse, it forced Harry to explain the need to use a private flight for the safety of his family, which, of course, unfortunately for the Sussexes, that is a thing. Why? Because of his family. Not the kids, of course. I'm talking about his brother and whoever else is leaking and briefing at Kensington Palace. So the coverage has improved a great deal. They can actually cover the Sussexes without going all the way back to, the beginning and the middle and the worst parts and such. So it is different. It is different. I've seen more coverage of Travelers without mentioning Elton John. And the article, I mean, the uh, news clip I saw included Elton John's jet. But they never ask about the rest of the family, including Air Miles Andy. Only the tabloids used the term Air Miles Andy, which Andrew was notorious for his private jet use. So it's different. It is not as horrible as it used to be, in spite of this thing that's been going on with Megan. Is not as, but they are very strategic about when and where they will place the worst of it. And all of this is to distract from the fact that Harry is having an amazing week and the Royals are having a really bad week. And I'll show you why very soon. I can think of a half a billion reasons why they need this distraction. Uh, oh no, CK, please take care of yourself. Yes, he has. He has shown incredible character. All things considered, he has shown incredible character. Okay, so let's move on. Got a lot of pics to get through. I'm not going to sit up and talk about every photo, but oh, it's been a beautiful day. So this is Harry at the Travalyst, and this is Harry after, either before or after. I can't say which is which, but it is like he is the center of the solar system. It is like he is the sun of which all the other planets are revolving around him. And I do mean that. He is literally at the center of it. Um I I I can't stop looking at the eyes of everyone in the background or surrounding him. It's amazing. There was also the Clinton Global Initiative, No Child Lost to Social Media. That was, oh man, I listened to that speech and I got chills. I was almost crying. That's how beautiful the speech was. I um I just had to make it, and it was a lot to cover. Well, at least a lot for me to, but I have to because I don't want to try to convey the mood of it if I haven't seen it. And so I had to make the time, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this right now. And I'm glad I did. Instead of looking at the little bits and pieces here and there, it was awesome. Um, and he knows it. he knows that he nailed that speech. He nailed it. It was everything. Um, yeah, and he ought to be extremely, extremely proud of himself because when I say the statesman, I mean just the everything was pitch perfect. Everything was pitch perfect, as much as it could possibly be. Okay, take a look there. And this was the part of the speech where he invited you to look at the faces of the children that are no longer here because of something that they were looking at, reading, reviewing, whatever, because of the material that was on the social media. And that was the real stunning part right there. That was just like you you had I was multitasking. I stopped, I looked up. I'm like, wow. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Big Mama. It was mm, mm, mm. Ah, I tell you, it was very emotional. It was very emotional. And it was his speech to give. Um because of the passion that he has for this topic, for the families, and of course himself being, a new father. It's it all came together, and so it was a moment. It really became a moment, and the people were just captivated by everything he said. Um, very elegant, eloquent. Everything was amazing. I'm just I am beaming with pride. I am beaming with pride like he's one of my own. Honestly. That's how I felt about it. I could not have been more impressed. There are no words. So if you have not seen the speech, you must make the effort or take the opportunity. I'll try to make sure I can find the link for you. But oh, RS, thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you very much for the PayPal. As you know, I have trouble finding the comments since they changed the app, but I promise I will read it later. And he he looks 7 feet tall. I think he's what, 6'2". He seems so much taller in that moment. And as he gets older, he is definitely, it's hard to not see him as a kid because we all know him being a kid, but he's not a kid anymore. He's a grown man. He's an adult. He's 40. It's hard for me to see him as 40 because I'm still picturing him sticking his tongue out at the press. But today, absolutely every bit the adult, the man that he has grown into. Absolutely. Hello, Ivy here. Hey Ivy, thank you so much for joining us. Protecting women and children in Lesotho. Now, let me see. You know what? I got I got a bunch of I got a bunch of little clips here and there. So let me see what I can find. And it was my intention to just kind of throw them in there as I found the place for it. So let me try this one.
My lock screen is a picture of my kids. What's yours? These children and thousands more meant the world to their families. The beautiful faces you see before you, their smiles, their dreams, all lost. All too soon, and all because of social media. It's why we launched the Parents Network, a global community that provides crucial support to parents whose children have suffered from the harmful effects of social media. And it is because of them that we at the Archwell Foundation are committed to this issue. Through trauma-informed practices, our network helps parents come together to forge strong bonds, offering healing support through community. This safe and free-to-access peer support not only offers invaluable resources.
Okay, so that was just a little clip of the speech right there. Amazing. That was the moment that that Big Mama was talking about. Oh, and RS, I don't know if I thanked you with a bell, but thank you so much for the PayPal. Let me see. Okay, do I have? Let me see if I have. Well, let's just go on with this one first, and then if I can, I don't. Do I have a video for this one? I don't know, but I got little clips that I grabbed from here and there. So this was, of course, protecting women and children in Lesotho. Busy week for Harry, and oh my goodness, she's queen. She's a queen, right? She is a queen. Oh, I do have something for this one. But yeah, okay, let me do this first. Okay, today Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, joined Her Majesty Queen Mazenate Mahato Seso for a pivotal side event at the United Nations General Assembly. This gathering aimed to advance crucial discussions surrounding the recognition and protection of women and children as essential drivers of sustainable development and peace in Lesotho and beyond. In his remarks, the Duke expressed unwavering support for Her Majesty and the Kingdom of Lesotho, emphasizing the vital role that women and children play in fostering societal progress. He highlighted how empowering these groups not only strengthen communities, but also serve as a foundation for long lasting peace and progress. He says, we know that together we can build a better future. We know education and childhood development are the foundation of national peace and prosperity. Investing in these areas is critical if we are to break our generational cycles, not just in Lesotho, but around the world. And that, of course, was a quote from Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The Duke's participation highlights the importance of international collaboration in advancing these vital discussions and ensuring that the voice of women and children are heard on a global stage. We must be brave enough to speak and be kind enough to listen. Oh, I like that. Did you get that? We must be brave enough to speak and be kind enough to listen. Now that's powerful. Okay. So let me grab that. I wanted to share with you. Let me see here. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So I think this one is the one. Now I'm gonna play it. Let me know uh if you see the very well placed gesture of respect. I will show you a very well placed gesture of respect. Um, Hopefully, this is the right one. Okay, let's go.
Let us welcome Prince Harry into the room of Sussex.
Did you see that? Um, did that cut off? Let me do it one more time. Harry actually not only bowed to, I think he's the king, or is he the king? And also to the queen, but that one cuts off the one with the queen. But apparently, he wanted to make sure that he showed them the proper respect because they outrank him. And even though he's a million miles from home, Harry never neglects to show the proper respect to the higher ranking members of other royal families, which I think is just absolutely I very very thoughtful on his part, um and very respectful. Let me try. Yeah, you know what? It cuts off, and I don't think I have the longer one. But let me try this one just to say I did and see if it's there. No, it's
Thank you.
not.
Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and friends, Jemima, Jemima Murphy. The rest of the speech I will do.
Yeah, I couldn't understand a word that he said there, but yeah. So that was, like I said, that was absolutely, and of course he addressed them as Your Majesty again because they outrank him. He wanted to make sure that he showed them the proper respect. So good on him. Let me let me take a look though and see if I can find the longer one. Um, I'm looking at somebody else's right now. Oh, I think this might be it. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Same thing. All right, never mind then. Okay. All right, so we'll move on. Uh, and there is a long view of the room. Now, this again, they said this was not actually. I don't think this one was on the schedule. Well, I don't know if they just added this, but as they let me see, what did it say in events? Pivotal. Crystal Disco. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think that they had mentioned this one when they were saying that, when they gave the itinerary. I don't think that this one was mentioned. And there's another image right there. Beautiful pictures today. Absolutely beautiful. And you can find all of these, I believe, on the what's that place I always invite you all to go to? The Sussex.com. Please make sure you are driving some appropriate traffic over to the Sussex's official website because they've gone through the effort to give you direct information, and I think it's just oh, I think I found it. Let me see. Yes, I did find it. Okay, let me see if I can download it. Okay. All right, I'm going to download it and I'll show you in just a moment. And this is what I just shared with you right there. It looks like it is ready. Let me go and do it again. Ha! There we go. I think this is it. 47 seconds. It's got to be
To
right.
be joined here by our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of
And
Sussex,
that's
and
not
Queen
it.
Camilla. As fate would have it, our anniversary coincided
And
with our
that's
King's
not it.
wedding, presenting us with a unique opportunity that we just couldn't let pass.
That's okay. We'll come back to that one. Yeah, that's not it. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. That's because I didn't send it over to the PC. That's what happened. I didn't send it over to my PC. But now it should work. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Okay. Make it do what it do.
Let us welcome Prince Harry into the room of Duke of Sussex.
Just like family. Just like family. That is no different than how he would greet members of his own family, whether it was his grandmother, his god awful father, no different.
Let us welcome Prince Harry into the room of Duke of Sussex.
And that is why we love Harry. Okay, let's keep it moving then. A call to action for African parks. Now, this, of course, is the very touchy one, because there is no shortage of derangers that love to try to make Harry responsible for something that is well out of his control. And to show you how much integrity Harry has, instead of abandoning something as important as African parks, something that is not only important to the environment, but important to the millions of people that that their livelihood is sustained because of those areas. Um, and there's a lot of interest that would love to go in there and rip the whole thing up looking for oil, right? Let's just say that. There are people who just want to go in there and try to find oil. And so there that is an excellent reason right there why there would be so many people trying to disrupt things. Life happens, and there were a few things that, you know, regretfully, um, has been associated with African parks. But yeah, the easy thing to do is to just run. Oh, I can't be a part of that. I'm going to withdraw my name. I'm going to withdraw my support. I'll write a check. I'll write a check. He hasn't done that. He has stayed an active board member of the African parks. there are so many people that benefit from having his name associated with African parks. And the benefits outweigh all of the negativity and all of the criticism. It's not like he's gone any place and committed a crime against someone. You can't be everywhere all the time, right? You know how I am about migrants, right? Or immigration. I'm very supportive of people coming to the United States, regardless of wherever they come from. And the easy thing to do is to um, make them the scapegoat and criticize them for everything. Every time something happened, you want to say, "Oh, that's the same thing that happened with the African parks. A few bad actors, and all of a sudden, they are focusing more on Harry than anyone else in African parks because of his status. And it's unfortunate, but God bless Harry for not turning and running away to try to avoid, I guess, any appearance of impropriety or such, because it's impossible. He wasn't there. He's not responsible for the bad actors. So um, that shows integrity. That really shows integrity. So this was the group photo. You might notice, where is he? I'm looking for Bill Nelson, the United States Senator. Okay, he's not in this photo. And Katie Couric, she was actually did she host the event, I guess, or whatever? She chaired the event. Nope, that's not it. Well, anyway, she moderated the event. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's what she did. And of course, she's been knowing Harry for a long time. So, okay, so it says here, as part of the New York Climate Week, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, participated in an exclusive event hosted by African Parks that showcased the transformative work the organization is undertaking across the continent, emphasizing their innovative conservation at scale initiatives. Next, there we go. And do I even have, let me see if I have part of that one. Do I? I don't know. Let me see if I have a video for this one. Like I said, I grabbed a bunch of those little outtakes here and there, and I'll see if I have one for this particular event. Okay. Do I or don't I? Oh, well, was that one after? No, that is for the, that's for something else. So yeah, that's not it. I do not think I have one for the African parks. No, I do not. I could not find a video for the African parks, but let's continue. And then there's, oh, as a passionate advocate for the environmental conservation, the Duke of Sussex joined distinguished panel moderated. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Moderated by Katie Couric, which included notable figures such as Hindau Amaru Ibrahim, Rob Walton. Oh, that's right. One of the Walton heirs is there, the of Walmart. Yeah, so I'm telling you, he's hanging out with some big shots. I think Sam Walton might be wealthier than a lot of people in this world. As a family, they're like the probably the wealthiest family in America as a family. You know, with their combined wealth, they are worth a lot. So there's a lot of charitable causes that they support. Let me see, who else am I missing here? Peter, is it Fearhead? Together, They engaged in a substantive discussion that illuminated the organization's ambitious goals and measurable success in combating climate change, protecting vital ecosystems, and enhancing local livelihoods. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm done with that. Let's move on. So that was his event for the African parks. This is what I just shared here. Now, when Harry took that stage for the Clinton Global Initiative, this was that speech that I just shared with you where he showed the faces of the children. He absolutely owned that space. I mean, just, I don't think I've ever seen him as good with any of his speeches. This is like the best I've ever seen. Again, if it's only 10 minutes long, if you have the opportunity to find it, find it. Of course, he looks absolutely amazing. Don't know what's brand of suit or whatever, but um, he looks absolutely amazing, very confident, very sure of himself. You know, he looked a little nervous and fidgety. I will admit that yesterday. There was none of that today. None of it. Not a whisper, none of it. And then here you can see when things shifted to the children, that is when his expression changed. And it's unfortunate that the tabloids love to make a big deal about every little change in expression. When you're discussing something like this, that's unavoidable. They never mention the fact that Harry is volunteering, using his time in so many cases where he is speaking out or speaking up for other people, other children, children that are not related to him, but they're children that deserve protection. And anyway, let's go and take a look at that again.
My lock screen is a picture of my kids. What's yours? These children and thousands more meant the world to their families. The beautiful faces you see before you, their smiles, their dreams, all lost. All too soon, all because of social media. It's why we launched the Parents Network, a global community that provides crucial support to parents whose children have suffered from the harmful effects of social media. And it is because of them that we at the Archwell Foundation are committed to this issue. Through trauma-informed practices, our network helps parents come together to forge strong bonds, offering healing support through community. This safe and free-to-access peer support not only offers invaluable resources.
Okay, so that was 1 minute of the 10-minute speech that he gave. Fantastic. And again, you can see from the look on his face exactly how heavy this topic is. But yet, he has made himself available for the benefit of those parents who have lost children. And of course, for the children themselves, especially those that will benefit from this movement. And of course, that was yesterday, the Concordia event that they held yesterday. Take a look at his face. Everything in his eyes say, I got this. I got this. I love that. That expression is priceless. That expression is priceless. I got this. It's been a good week for him so far. And of course, that was for the Diana Award. I'm sorry, that was for the Diana Award yesterday. Do I have any? Let me see if I have any parts of that one. I'll share that if I have it. Diana Award. Oh, yes, I do. I do. What was that thing? And I did put it in a video yesterday too. So let me try that. Do I want this one? Yeah, might as well. Okay, let me try it.
Generation at this point. But every single one of you has a passion project that you are focused on. But one of the reasons why I think we are here today is because of mental health, right? And the fact that it affects every single one of us from top to bottom, from the youngest to the oldest. And I think you guys you're leading the charge in hopefully being able to break down the stigma, to be able to continue these conversations. But when you talk to this room and to the audience and say, act on what we're saying, it's not just from you guys, it's for the whole entire generation. Because so many people are looking for solutions, and the fact of the matter is, there are solutions to all of these issues. And I applaud you, certainly at your age, to be on this stage, to have the confidence that you do, and to be able to speak as clearly and as passionately as you do. And I know that my mum would be incredibly proud of you guys, not just you, but all of the award winners. And Tessa, you've been in this for a very long time, so thank you for that as well. But the way that you do it, your activism, your compassion, those two things are so true to how my mum led her life and what she believed in. And the way that you do it is incredible. So thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. So, yeah, absolutely. He nailed it. So far, so good. Very good week so far. And like I said, it seems like everybody's in his orbit. Deborah Anderson, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And here's some more backstage. I think this one was that Travalyst? I think so. I think that one was Travalyst. And I love this photo right here. Love this photo. Yeah, he is working the room. Love that photo. Oh, you got to see this one. You got to see this one. All right. Let me grab it. Make sure I got the right one. And there we go. There we go.
Hello, everybody. Can I ask you to take your seats if you haven't already done so?
Very, very cool. Very cool. We are feasting on images this week. And speaking of feast, take a look at that. Take a look at the press that poured into this room. And I think, yeah, all right, you can say, yes, there's a lot of important people in that room, but I am going to be very biased and say it's because our kid is there. And that is what brought all of that additional interest to this event. But there's a lot of press anyway, because, it is the United Nations, and there's a lot of very important people in town. So, but I think we understand what's going on here. Absolutely beautiful spirit. Okay. And that, of course, is Princess Diana's favorite flowers, the forget-me-nots. And, of course, the Minister of Hacks. Or is it? Yeah, Minister of Hacks. Let's hear what he has to say about Harry this week. Um, just to get a little messy. See what he has to say. Oh, let me get this set up here. Okay, Minister, where are you?
Harry is back on the global stage with a bang. No other word to describe it. Before we jump into this one, you know the score. Happy Tuesday. Comments are open. Would love your opinion. So the global digital media industry is covering Harry extensively this week in New York and in other locations as he continues his mother's legacy. I love the way he described that. This time speaking at Halo's event about clearing landmines in Angola. Couple of thoughts from me as ever. Great to see that he has an appropriate level of security whilst he's traveling. We've all seen pictures of him in New York with an appropriately sized security detail. Secondly, he's on the global stage with ambassadors, famous people in the media, film industry, etc. He's working hard, and this must make the British working taxpayer-funded royal family absolutely cringe, because this guy's fitting in 2, 3, 4 appointments a day and showing what a brilliant humanitarian he is. Forget the mic, he doesn't need it. Just the work that he does shows the type of person that he is. His following's big. Bigger things are coming. Let me know in the comments what you think.
All right. That is the Ministry of Hacks. And you can see him on the TikTok. Okay. Yep, just some random but stunning photos. And of course, these are trending everywhere. Did I do that one yet? Celebrating 5-year anniversary of. Oh no, that one's for Travalyst. Where is the Travalyst stuff? Did I miss Travalyst? I thought I had photos for Travalyst. Oh yeah, this was the Travalyst. Okay. All right. Did I delete past that? There we go. This evening, the Duke of Sussex celebrating the 5-year anniversary of Travalyst, an initiative dedicated to transforming the travel industry toward greater sustainability. Held during Climate Week, this gathering was a momentous occasion to celebrate Travalyst achievements, forge new connections, and raise awareness of the vital mission. In his speech, the Duke expressed heartfelt gratitude to the partners and supporters who have contributed to Travalyst's journey. Thus far, he spoke passionately about the remarkable power of travel and tourism to broaden our horizons, expose us to diverse cultures, and foster connections within our global community, and understand that with privilege comes profound responsibility. As we explore the world, we must remain vigilant about the impact of our journeys have on the environment and the communities we engage with. And that's the whole point of the Travalyst, just to make sure that we have the power to decide how much of an impact we will have when we travel. Do we want to stay someplace that is more sustainable and environmentally friendly? or not. But if you do choose to be environmentally conscious, then that's where Travalyst comes in, because it actually shares with you your carbon emissions, your impact on the environment. So, and then of course, there's the carbon tax, which means that you are paying into a fund that will plant trees or other sustainable acts to put something back as we are, you know, burning fuel to get from point A to point B. That's what the carbon tax is. Okay, so let me continue. Oh, you know what? I can go back to that video I had for this one. Let me see here. Let me find that one. I had the video for that where, well, you'll see what she has to say to him. It is very, very cool. So, we saw that one. Uh-huh. Oh, you know what? There's this one. Hold on a second.
And much has changed in my life and the world since 2019 when I first visited Monarchy. In those 5 years, I've become a father for the second time. And while you don't need children to have a stake in the future of our planet, I do know that my mother would have been horrified that anyone's children or grandchildren live in a world still infested with mines.
Okay, so there's that. And that is the one from Travalyst. Yeah, these are just a bunch of randoms that I grabbed in no particular order, but I figured I could just share them with you. Is that the one from earlier? No. Nope, that's not. Oh, yeah, this one's right. I think that's, yeah, nope. Well, we'll see. No, that's not it. That's something else. Okay, I did that one. I did that one. Wait, was this it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay. Oh, is this it? Let me see. I think it's this one.
We're joined here by our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It's a really great honour. As fate would have it, our anniversary coincided perfectly with Climate Week, presenting us with a unique opportunity that we just couldn't let pass. We knew that we had to take advantage of this moment, make the most of it, bringing together celebration and purpose in one memorable occasion. Some of you might know, it also happened to coincide with another rather significant birthday. Sir, happy 40th. If you've recovered from the celebrations, I think you're good. We shall raise a toast to you later. And if you're lucky, we may sing a rendition of Happy Birthday. We're surrounded here today by a wonderful...
Okay. All I could understand was happy birthday. But yeah, I'm going to have to like really turn that up at some point so I can try to make out what she's saying. But whatever it is, it seemed very sweet and touching. So, so much for that. And that's the young lady that was hired to as like, what is it, the CEO or COO or whatever for the Travalyst. She was invited to come to Kensington Palace, and suddenly this idea that Harry was pitching was made available to her, and she said, "I accept." Yeah, she got to Kensington Palace, and I believe she didn't know exactly what the visit was for, but there's a room full of people, and they were like, "We want you." So that was how she got hired. Okay. And I must have gone back. All right, so right here, let's get into this then. So that's it for the photos from today with the various events that Harry attended. Now let's get into this spot of bother. I did make a video earlier about this. I hope you had a chance to see it, but it has to do with, the Us Magazine article. And I thought the article was very important and I wanted to share it just to make sure that it was available to as many people as possible. And so that's why I just went ahead and took the time to put it together. Um, let me see. Also, thank you all very much. There hasn't been much of a food truck video, those ones that I edit that get like a whopping 4,000 or less views. If you notice, I have had nothing to complain about, um, which is kind of scary because, in the best of situations or the worst, I always find something to complain about, but nothing. So it's been going very well, and I appreciate you all watching those videos. They're they don't make a lot of money or anything like that, but I just like to contribute to the permanent record, just to make sure that we are all on the same page and that these things are understood for anybody who is new to the Sussex squad, because it can be very confusing. I never thought I would know the names of individual so called newspaper columnists, but oh boy, do I know the names of quite a few of them. This is all new to me, but now that I see how the sausage is made, I'll probably still eat it, but it does kind of make you a bit queasy to see exactly how the dodgy, the very garbage tabloid media works. I grew up with the Inquirer, the Star, the Globe. I didn't believe that stuff then. A lot of stuff I still don't believe, but at least now we know what motivates those people. Um, yeah, now we know. Okay, so Meghan's current staff rush to her defense with food of gushing messages. I'm sorry, not food, flood of gushing messages. I think I'm kind of hungry. After she was dubbed Duchess Difficult and a dictator in heels by terrified ex workers. The sudden deluge of praise will do little to dampen speculation around the couple's behavior. Now, like I said, I have been paying attention to who writes what. The Duchess herself has always strongly denied claims of bullying staff, particularly in the UK, claiming they were part of a calculated smear campaign against her. Mr. Roshan, added, Duchess Difficult is a nickname that has trailed Meghan for quite a few years. It started at Kensington Palace. Let me stress that one more time. It started at Kensington Palace. As a matter of fact, we know when it started because the Kensington Palace crew was absolutely terrified of what Harry and Meghan was going to mention to Oprah. And so, as part of their preemptive strike against them, they decided that they would use the angry Black woman trope. And when I say they, I mean these people right here. Certainly not all of them, but at least three of them, I'm going to hold them directly responsible. That would be Jason, Willie, and Kitty. And as for the rest of them, I don't know how involved they were, but that is from where the Duchess difficult comes. As an American and growing up during the civil rights era, I can tell you right now, this is not a balanced ticket. You have a room full of white people and one person of color who drives the vehicles. He's a driver. He doesn't really belong in that room. He's a driver. But just to bring a little color, so to speak, they were like, where's that driver? And that is why he is not shoulder to shoulder with anyone. He's in the background by the door that he just entered, so not to be a terrible inconvenience to the. This is probably the first time he's ever seen that room. Okay? Probably the first time he's ever been in there. But that's the Kensington crew as it was at the time. You could see Jason back there grinning like the cat that ate the canary. He's got little yellow feathers coming out the corner of his mouth. Those are the people. And so when they say that there's been a high rate of turnover, they're not talking about California. They're talking about those malicious backstabbers that they left in Kensington Palace. There is no California complaint. The newspaper article or magazine article from the Hollywood Reporter did not explain the conflict of the timetable involved. Those people were not coming to California. There's only two people that I know for certain that have come to California. James Holt, right, who is still there, and of course, Harry's personal bodyguard, who has been by his side since he was, a young man. Those are the only two that I can think of. And again, the Sussexes launched a foundation during the height of a global pandemic. The Sussexes launched their production company during the height of a global pandemic. And then let us not forget that Lilibet Diana was born during the height of a global pandemic. So I can tell you for certain that at least two of those people that are no longer there were only there because the Sussexes were on maternity leave. There is no way in the world that any member of that family across the pond could have done so much in such a short period of time without the weight of the British government, Scotland Yard, and some of everybody else on their side. But Harry and Meghan has done the impossible. They have achieved a lot. Now, just so that I don't sound completely bonkers, they are rich and they are privileged. We have to say that. They are rich and they are privileged. Harry inherited a lot of money. Meghan showed up with a lot of money. So they didn't exactly start from nowhere, right? They weren't selling lemonade on the corner or anything like that. However, they have the weight of the British tabloid media woofing down their necks no matter what they do, where they go, or who they talk to. There is a standing army of evildoers that are doing everything they can to make people reject them or refuse to work with them or to harbor ill feelings toward them. That is the whole point of this hate campaign. And why? Because they were just too good at being prince and princess, duke and duchess, whatever you want to call it. They were so much more than the rest of the family. And that made some people very, very jealous. Very jealous. Oh, they were salty. It's the same reason why Charles rejected Princess Diana because he could not compete with her celebrity. People just loved her because they did. And nobody loved him then, and nobody loves him now. And it was just eating him up with jealousy. He was consumed with jealousy. Even after he married that pathetic bag of bones, that silky chicken, he still wasn't happy. He's never happy. Did you see him at the coronation? That didn't look like a happy camper to me. And these two pathetic, lazy, wretched souls, lazy. It's not like they want to do the work. Anyway, Becky the Blob wrote that, of course. She's the gatekeeper. Harry and Meghan's bad bosses. Nonsense, says loyal staffer who gush, staffers who gushed that the Sussexes water the seeds so that we can flourish. In flood of online posts after claims Duchess Difficult was a dictator in high heels who terrified workers. It's all lies. It's all lies. None of this ever was said about Meghan until she went over to Kensington Palace, until she married into that family. That's when it started. They needed something that they could hold against her. And it's so interesting how the same tropes that they have used against Meghan, they used against Michelle Obama, they're using it against Kamala Harris as we speak. It's always that with Black women. I don't care how light or dark you are. It's the idea that African blood is someplace that it really shouldn't be. In the White House, in the royal family, wherever. It's a problem. It's always a problem. Suddenly, you're seen as aggressive. You have a high threshold for pain. You can tolerate mistreatment. And so the gatekeeper, once again, was dispatched to straighten everything out. And she's just one, but she's so obvious, not just because she's obvious, but she's just one of them. So that guy on the left side, Mayor Rosen, or whatever his name is, co-editor in chief of the Hollywood Reporter, has said he stands by the story published after it emerged that the couple's chief of staff, Josh Kettler, resigned from his role in August after a 3-month stint. How about a 3-month trial? Right? How about the 3-month trial? If it's not a good fit for you, if it's not a good fit for us, this amicable leave or resignation will be accepted. That is what Kettler said, is that it was mutual. The Sussexes said that it was mutual. March 2021, Revenge of the Sussex Survivors Club. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Isn't that the language that was used in the Hollywood Reporter? The extraordinary inside story of how a fairy tale turned into a nightmare of traumatized staff by royal editor Rebecca English, who saw so much of it herself. At this point, Rebecca English has inserted herself into the story. This article places her as a witness. Am I wrong? Does that mean that she's a witness? Members of the Sussex Survivor Club worked for the couple and lived to tell the tale. Notice the date. This coincides with the Oprah interview. Include U.S. spin doctor Jason Knopf. She's making it a point to say that Jason is from the United States, and therefore he has great credibility saying something negative about Meghan because, after all, he's not English. He has no vested interest. He's only telling the truth, right? Wrong. And as for Aussie private secretary Samantha Cohen, why is it important to mention their nationalities? Is it impossible that Samantha the Panther may have had it in for Meghan because she's from Australia? Does that make it impossible? Samantha Cohen, who worked for the Queen for 17 years, who may have seen this directive, this request, this order to go and keep an eye on the Sussexes as a demotion. And if that was a demotion, hypothetically speaking, do you think that she would have enjoyed working for them, working with them, working under them? You decide. Or would it be something else? I mean, after all, you go from the top of the pyramid in terms of employment for that family, and all of a sudden you're with the American newlywed, with all of the anti-Americanism that seemed to be circulating around that place. I don't think she would have been very happy, in my opinion. No, I don't think she would have been very happy. I think it would be something else.
Bitter. And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
I think she would have been very bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter. That's what I think. So I want you to look at this. This is why I say keep receipts. I've had this ever since. And today was the day I just thought I'd share it with you. When I saved this, I didn't even know Rebecca English was, the ultimate gatekeeper. But now I know. So you don't know that something is important necessarily, but when you get that weird feeling, you just kind of hang on to it. Members of the Sussex Survivor Club include U.S. spin doctor. That implies that he's objective. And the Aussie private secretary. She's in the Commonwealth, but she's not one of us, so she's got to be objective too. Some believe that they may have form of post-traumatic stress from the experience. If this is to be believed, that means that Rebecca English, who said not long ago that the royal family do not like everything that they write, when she really should have said some members, the ones that they are against that particular day, they don't like it. This is someone who traveled the world with Harry. But you definitely couldn't call. Do you see why Harry told Meghan stay away from the press? Meghan had the intention of trying to, you know, get to know them, let them get to know her. That would have been a bad idea. That would have been a bad idea. And Harry knew it. Harry put a stop to it before it started. And they know that Harry put a stop to it before it started. But yet they tried to say with a straight face that Meghan was the problem. No, Harry put the block between Meghan and the press. It wasn't Meghan's idea because Meghan didn't know better. Meghan thought, oh, well, I just go in there and I'll show them what I'm capable of and everything will be okay. Harry knew better. It happened to his mother. It happened to several other people. So there's no reason to believe that it won't happen to you. Stay away from them. And looks like it was a good call because when they got the green light to try to destroy them, not only were they trying to take down the Duchess of Sussex, someone that they have known for years, Harry, they showed him no mercy, none, all in the name of the royal family, all in the name of Charles and William. And it wouldn't be any better for Kitty. It wouldn't be any better for Camilla. They already showed what they could do to Camilla. It took a lot of lying and scheming and destroying other people for Camilla to seem like she's a sensible and appropriate queen consort. As Harry said, I was sacrificed at her altar. So that way she could improve her public image. Rebecca English. Look at the name, Rebecca English, the gatekeeper. And yet, she who tries to convince people that she's so fair and balanced, she come into her own, right? She's come into her own. Princess of Wales wasn't always comfortable doing royal engagements, but is now an impressive communicator. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? If this was supposed to stroke Kitty's ego, even she wasn't buying that. Even Kate didn't believe that. But I'm sharing this with you, not just so that we can laugh as usual, but so that you could see exactly how sinister the royal rota is, that even when they know better, if it serves the crown, they will make up stuff. But you know that already. I know I'm not telling you anything that you don't know already. But they'll just make up stuff. And there's no greater evidence than this article right here. That do you know how many times that they wrote an article about Kate coming into herself? Kate's keen to do something. There's one every season, right? Or at the very least twice a year, where Kate is really coming into herself. Kate is ready. Kate only took one foreign tour without William, and that was when she went to Denmark. She had never gone abroad by herself on royal tours, not one time. This 40-something-year-old woman is incapable Incapable. But yet Becky the Blob, who is there to tear down Meghan, tear down Harry, is trying to build up mediocre Middleton because they're stuck with her. They're stuck with her. They don't have a choice. She has to succeed in spite of herself, which is a joke. She's totally incapable of doing that work, which is why she's hiding right now, because she can't do it and never really intended to do it. Now, of course, we reached out to Kensington Palace to get the other side of the story, no matter how choppy and how clipped it is. But we really, to be fair and balanced and objective, we got to get the other side. We just got to. We got to.
Well, obviously it'd be, I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Well, somebody's it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Gatekeeper English. Cynics are so wrong to call Kate mini movie contrived. It shows the Wellses family as they really live, writes Rebecca English. She will say or do anything for, I tell you what, I don't like what she's doing. I don't like the fact that she has targeted the Duchess of Sussex, somebody she doesn't even know. I don't even know if they ever met. But Becky the Blob, Rebecca English, this horrible person, this gatekeeper for that antiquated, outdated institution, will just make up stuff to try to save them. I don't like it, but I respect her dedication. I do. I have respect for that type of dedication. I hope it is a utter and complete failure, but I respect the dedication, because you really have to hold your nose to put out that type of bile day after day after day. And that's what it is. It's bile. It's filth. It's sludge. It's the runoff. It's that stuff that's been flowing into the rivers around England for the past few years. That's what it is. It's filthy, full of biohazardous waste. Take a look on the right. Speculation regarding whether Prince William and Prince Harry will be in New York at the same time next month. The Prince of Wales is going to the Earthshot Prize. I'm sorry, let me do that again. Isn't going to the Earthshot Prize event and had never planned to. I was told this back in. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. As the gatekeeper, and I'm going to show you. I got some more. You guys just wait. There's more. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you guys. How many thumbs up we got? How many thumbs up we got? Wait, that's not it, is it? 48 thumbs up? That's not right. Let me. Oh, 470. Okay. Not bad, but let's have some more. There we go. I see it jumping up now. Those thumbs ups are what keeps the lights on. So keep hitting those thumbs up. And also, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Okay. I don't say that enough. And I don't have those things going across the screen. So I'm putting you all on the honor system. Even if I'm not saying it, just pretend like I did. Okay. What did I say? Oh, so down there at the bottom it says, for what it's worth, Prince William went last year. Now, see, look at there. She didn't think that people were buying the first one. So then she follows up with, for what it's worth, Prince William went last year, but not the year before. It really depends on his diary and. Girl, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear the desperation in her voice? Do you hear the desperation? Nobody believes that. That's all made up to protect William's ego. Because William found out that Harry had this massive global statesman itinerary and he chickened out. I'm not going. I'm not going. I didn't say I was going. He chickened out. He chickened out because he could not measure. He could not measure up to his little brother. So in order to save face, he dispatched the gatekeeper to write an article saying, well, he wasn't going anyway. You all, there is an audience of few. Some of these things are not really meant to change our minds, to make us think different. They write these articles because, you know, in the pocket of that helicopter that William flies day after day after day, there is a copy of the Daily Mail. You all know that, right? They get the broadsheets every day. They get newspapers every day. And they go back and they check to see how the story is trending. Did you do what I asked you to do? I think I told you to fix this. And they go back and they see if it's been fixed. So William, it meant more to William to see a tweet or a newspaper article repairing whatever damage that has been done or the perceived damage. Because I think a lot of this stuff, don't nobody care. Nobody cares. So, in the immortal words of Miss Nina Simone.
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah, sit your little chubby self down. Nothing new at all. Nothing new at all. Now, this is something I didn't realize until today. I didn't realize this until today. Palace incredulous at Meghan. Who wrote it? Rebecca English. You see, when I say that they used the tabloid to strike out against Meghan, right there, they called in the big one. Incredulous palace staff learned Meghan wanted to travel to Balmoral with Harry via the media, triggering a furious half hour when matters came to a head before the Sussexes clarified the Duke would make the journey alone, reveals Rebecca English. The Queen of 70 years has just died. And a senior member of the Royal Rota, the one who determines who goes where, wrote this article? Shouldn't our thoughts have been with the new king? The new Prince of Wales? No. She was part of this free-for-all on Harry and Meghan. Mostly Meghan. Incredulous. Most people are not going to read these articles. A lot of people will share them. And along with sharing them, there's the headline. Some people only share the headline. But it's enough to create hate and intolerance, bad attitudes. So with an article like this, is it any surprise that Meghan would go out to greet people, to read the cards, to accept flowers, and then that okay, and I'm not going to say what I'm going to, but that person turns her face away from Meghan? Any surprise? It's because of stuff like this. It's because of this. They know what they're doing. They want to create so much hostility that Meghan never comes back. And I guess they got their wish. But what's so stupid is this does not help the institution. This doesn't help the institution. I don't think they're going to disappear tomorrow. But for the younger generation who understands bullying, who understands manipulation, gaslighting, this does not fly. And they wonder why young people don't identify with them. They got a hell of a struggle ahead of them. The institution, the Becky the Blobs, they have a hell of a future for themselves. The queen of 70 years has died, and this is what you're focused on, is where the queen's grandson and his wife is at the moment. Harry often told me he just wanted to walk away from it all. Rebecca English has accompanied the prince around the world for 15 years. Now she gives an insight into his generosity, warmth, and the day she saw his personality change. Once again, she is inserting herself into the story. When it matters, she will make herself seem like a credible person. When it matters, she will make Jason and Samantha seem like they're credible. This is no accident. This is all deliberate. If you have been following Harry for 15 years, it seems like this would be difficult for you to do, but it's not. It's not difficult because she's a horrible person. She's cruel, mean, petty. This comes easy for her. Make no mistake. This is just like drawing a breath. This is just like a midnight snack on one of those weekends when she has no place to go. That's how easy this is. It took no effort whatsoever. And if she had to, she'd do it to Kate. If she had to, she'd go back to Camilla again. But not as bad because they're white. They're white. They would never get the worst of it. Will's grief and anger over Harry. Is this why William don't work? Because he's sitting around singing the blues to Rebecca English? Is this why he doesn't work? Does this fill the day for him? Complaining to Rebecca English. One of the best young pilots the country has ever seen, Top Gun Prince Harry, amazes U.S. instructors with his flying skill. There she is, little Rebecca English, now Big Becky, of course, traveling the world with Harry. A glowing article, if there ever was one, glowing. And yet that same person is absolutely heartless and cruel today. That very same person, the person who wrote this in 2011, is capable of writing the articles that she has written today. And she's just one. There's a whole army of them, of these royal reporters, these so-called royal experts. This is what she does for a living. I bet she don't even make that much money. Not for what she does. I don't even think she makes enough money for it. Now, this is what I was talking about. Listen, no one would have given this Thomas Kingston serious lament, but for the royal rota immediately saying Prince William had nothing to do with his death. Remember, I told you guys about this. Richard Eaton, Rebecca English, Roy Anika, and Kate Manzi. Why did they feel it necessary to leap to this conclusion? Contrary to speculation online, Prince William's absence from today's memorial service for King Constantine of Greece was not because of the tragic death on Sunday of Tom Kingston, husband of Lady Gabriella Windsor. Okay, but I didn't ask you. I wasn't even thinking about it. Rebecca English. It's worth noting it has been confirmed that Prince of Wales' absence from the memorial for King Constantine today for a personal matter was not connected to the news of Mr. Kingston's death. All right, but I really wasn't thinking about it till you brought it up. Kate Manzi. It's important to note that this is not believed to be the reason why Prince William pulled out of today's memorial service. Well, did it have something to do with Kate's health? No. Emphatically, no. It was nothing to do with Kate. Now, stick a pin in that one. It's nothing to do with Kate's health. Roy Anika. Royal sources say the death of Mr. Kingston is not connected to Prince of Wales' absence from King Constantine's memorial service today. Now, one more time. Was it something to do with Kate? Definitely not. And then by March the 22nd, when the public kept asking, where is Kate Middleton? And Kate had her AI appearing, what appeared to be an AI video, a video that no one will attach their name to as the, producers of the video, or the, nobody's name is on it. It just says it's BBC. After that, then they said, oh, and you know what? That's why William did not go to King Constantine's memorial service. They swore up and down, left and right, that it had nothing to do with Kate's health, and it was nothing to do with Thomas Kingston, until it was. And for that, the British taxpayers, the subjects of the king, are paying a whopping 510 million pounds a year. 510.4 to be exact, or more precise. I told you guys that it was about 350 million pounds. I was the only one that was saying that. Everybody else was going by that figure that they've been given for a long time. Republic did a study a while ago, and they said it was more like 350 million pounds. Now it has grew to a whopping 510 million pounds. No comment from the palace. No comment. There was a comment from Brother James O'Brien. James O'Brien had a comment.
Obstacle here. There's a psychological blockage, isn't there, to the idea that we just don't need it. What do we get for £500 million? What do we actually get? This is research from the pressure group Republic saying that the real cost of the royal family to taxpayers is £510 million a year. There'll be some room for manoeuvre in the margins here, but the central thrust of the findings is solid. That's nearly 6 times more than the £86 million of state funding from the annual sovereign grant. This is anti-monarchy campaigners who put this together. What do we get? Well, and if you're from outside the United Kingdom, that's another interesting. What do we get for £500 million? Is it good value for money? 0345 6060 973 is the number you need. So I've asked you 3 questions. The first is, what would you do? What should it look like? The second is, what this obstacle to abolition, what's that actually about? And the third, and I think arguably the most interesting question, is what do we get for our money? There's a psychological.
Well, I'll let other people ponder that one. Princess of Wales held a meeting. You know what? They should not have reported this. They should. I don't know if they have ever reported this, but I don't believe they have. I don't believe there's ever been a report like this, and there never should be. They should just discreetly do this away from the cameras. The Princess of Wales held a meeting at Windsor Castle today, little typo, to plan her annual Christmas Carol service during the height of the cost of living crisis, at the height of the homelessness crisis, at the height of food insecurity, at the height of fuel bills crisis. All Kate Middleton could think about is a Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol. Seriously? A Christmas Carol? I'm gonna leave that one where it is. Prince William unveils Earthshot Prize finalists in a new video as 15 set to compete for £1 million prize. And guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. He did not go to New York, so he made this little video with the little music in the background and everything. Michael Bloomberg, billionaire Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City, that billionaire philanthropist, he's actually with the group of people for the announcement. William's not there because he was afraid to go, because he didn't want to be outshined by his brother. I just felt like making something. I said, you know what? The body is tight, but that shirt is garbage. That shirt is absolute garbage. And I said to myself, self, can you improve that? And of course, my answer was, yep. There you go. Now that's an improvement. That looks so much better. And then I thought, let's get this poor guy out of the desert. He's been traveling around this dusty desert for too long. Let's send him on a vacation. Let's send him to Europe. So there you go. Much better. Much, much better. It's something about the African parks that brings out the best in Harry, physically and spiritually. I mean, this is like one of his best photos ever. Prince Harry joins panel moderated by Katie Couric discussing African parks, a cause he's long supported. Okay, that's it. Let's just get back to the photos. Very nice. Very, very nice. One more. There you go. Chilled, relaxed. That's Harry. He loves Africa. More from earlier today. Harry says his mother would want Angola to finish the job of clearing landmines. Hear, hear. Whoopi Goldberg says Janet Jackson deserves grace amid backlash for Kamala Harris' remarks. Anna Navarro says the singer spread misinformation and was irresponsible. D.L. Hughley said to Janet Jackson, ironic to question I'll let you read it. I'll let you read it. D.L. Hughley, he said the quiet parts out. He said the quiet parts out loud. He said the quiet parts out loud. There is no ambiguities. There's no misunderstanding. I don't think anyone could misinterpret the point he was trying to make. He said what he said. And of course, I screamed when I screamed. He said what he said. I screamed when I saw it. I was running through the house like E.T. I was rolling back and forth like a tidal wave. I was kicking my heels up, crying, holding my sad, begging him to stop. I'm like, D-Hell, please stop. Stop it. And you know what's worse? Do you all know that there still is no apology? The man who issued unauthorized Janet Jackson apology says she fired him after her unbalanced statement. Mo El Mazzari says, who had walked back the singers questioning Kamala's Harris race, tells the Rap, there was a dispute between me and Janet Jackson over her controversial remarks. I'm going to say it one more time. I don't believe that there has been an apology. Now, they say that she's unable to focus, or possibly unable to focus, because of the loss of her brother Tito. Tito's gone, and so I guess common sense has gone with him. I don't know. Something tells me the whole family is voting right wing. Something tells me the whole family is Republicans. I don't know why I get that. But when you get down to it, everybody in that family has been running from this, except for, you know, Catherine. Everybody in the family has been running for this. Everybody in the family keeps their cosmetic surgeon on speed dial because they are running from this. But you know what? I think that this then caught at least one of them. I think he done caught one of them. You understand what I'm saying? They've been running from him for years, running and running and running and running, trying to avoid this. But you can only run so fast, you can only run so far. Because if you take a good look, there he is. There he is, slowly peeling back the layers. Oh, you can't run from Joe Jackson. Oh, you can't run from him. Slowly but surely, Joe Jackson is clawing his way out. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here for it. That's a scary face, though. If I thought I was going to turn into that, I'd have surgery too. If I thought that was my future, I don't care what the age, I'd go and have surgery too. Yeah, I'd have to, and I got some money, I'd have to have the surgery. Whatever. Um, Tighten this up, lift this up, bleach it, whatever. I I cannot be this. Don't let this happen to me. Because he's on his way out. He is on his way out. And maybe that's why they are
Well,
nope, that was the wrong one. Maybe that's why they're
Bitter. And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody in the family was voting the same way. They've always been a little quirky. Now, I'm not going to stop listening to the music. I'm not going to stop listening to the music, but I am very, very disappointed. Are you sure? And by the way, what is that thing that Jermaine has on top of his head? It looked like a York peppermint patty or a manhole cover. It kind of looks like Queen Elizabeth lost one of her heels. That thing he has on his head looked like a fez. Look like a fez. What is that? I know it's nice and shiny. And you know what? Say what you will about Jermaine, but he has solved the problem that has plagued African Americans for years, and that is making them ends lay down. He has solved the riddle of laying down those ends. Can't nobody lay down their ends like Jermaine Jackson. Now, whatever epoxy that he's using to lay down his ends may not necessarily be healthy for you, but it will give you that streamlined look if that's what you're going for. Let me see here. We thank Prince Harry for his powerful words at the Clinton Global Initiative meeting today about the harmful effects that social media platforms have on children and the urgent need to take action. Here are some key takeaways from his speech. Well, there's a lot of people thanking and applauding Prince Harry for his very brave stance today, and it was very brave. Let's see. Leg says, I side-eye that family when Michael Jackson died. He kept his children out of the media, and when he died, they put them front and center and made them speak. Thank you very much, Legs, for that. And yeah, like I say, the whole family is a bit wacky. Instead of saying Miss Jackson if you're nasty, it should be Miss Jackson if you're wacky, because anybody who seems a little touched, and I don't mean touched by an angel, just touched, seems to fit in very well in that family. But they've always been weird like that. They have always been kind of weird. Yep. Just a little bit off their axis, I would say. But yeah, so a couple of more looks at Harry, and then we are going to go. It has been an extraordinary day. Good work, the People's Prince. And yeah, it's been absolutely perfect. I loved every minute of it. And looking forward to the I don't know, does he have something tomorrow? I think so. And then Well Child. So it'll be great. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get my rest so that I can bring you all of the details tomorrow, everything that I possibly can. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And let me see what else. Yeah, thank you all very much. And I will see you. Love you guys. Have a good night. don't forget to watch the video, the one that I made earlier. I'm going to put the link up just in case you missed it. No pressure, but it was a very vigorous defense of the Duchess of Sussex. Let me see here. I'll put that over here. There you go. And I'm going to put that at the top of the chat. All right, so make sure you check it out. That is from Us Weekly. You know what, though? Let me play the words of the editor of Us Weekly. He actually sat down. Well, number one, you should go to the article. But he sat down and he it was very unusual. It was very, very unusual. I will play it for you. Very unusual. Give me just a second here. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize I had pushed the microphone away. Okay. Just noticed that. Let me see. Is that it? Okay, I cannot find it, but if you want to see it, it's an editor's note. Wait, is this it? Yeah, that's it. It's 2 minutes.
To be honest, I didn't expect to do another cover on Meghan quite so soon, as we'd already covered her return to the spotlight just 2 months ago. However, Meghan was thrust into the centre of the news once again because of negative headlines about how she conducts herself as a boss. The reports claimed that those who work for Meghan are terrified of her, and it included quotes from a source calling her a dictator in high heels who belittles people and has reduced grown men to tears. It's rare that people who work for celebrities and notable figures in the public eye talk on the record about their jobs behind the scenes. So when we got the opportunity to talk to the current and former employees of the Duchess of Sussex and her husband, Prince Harry, I felt it was compelling enough to do a cover story. We talked to 5 staff on the record and another 2 off the record, and they say that the previous anonymous allegations made are wildly inaccurate and damaging. They reveal an unprecedented look into Meghan and Harry's work world and also their private world behind the scenes. All 7 employees had a positive experience working for Meghan and Harry. Josh Kettler, who left in August, says he was warmly welcomed and they're dedicated and hardworking. Ashley Hanson, the global press secretary to the Duke and Duchess and the head of communications for Archewell, says her bosses couldn't have been more supportive when she had to take extended time off for a serious surgery. And Mandana Danyani, former Archwell COO, shares that some of her favourite memories were during weekly meetings in their Montecito home, where Meghan always served the most incredible lunches and snacks. The 7 current and former staff members describe a supportive and fun workplace that involves care packages, happy hours, karaoke nights, credit being given for great ideas, and everyday kindness. One staffer told us that their colleagues have been dumbfounded by these claims, saying the stories are likely made up by someone who's disgruntled. This story was important to tell as it shows a counter-narrative to the negative descriptions that have been given anonymously, and these employees wanted to come forward to tell their truth. We're here for a reason, says one of the current team members. If you come for our bosses, we're coming for you. We're just trying to do good. Catch the full story on usmagazine.com or on newsstands now. Hello, I'm Dan Wakefield, the editor-in-chief of Us Weekly.
Okay, so as you can see, the editor of Us Weekly sat down in front of the camera. If you go to the article, you can see it yourself. So go to the Us Weekly and find the article. He sat down in front of the camera to explain it himself because it was just that important. He thought that they would do the, Meghan returns to whatever he said, and that would be it for a while. But because of these circumstances, for whatever reason, he decided to run another magazine with Meghan on the cover again. So even though it seems absolutely horrible, something has changed. And I hope it's trending a change for the better. So there you go. Keep the faith. That's right, soul brother. A mouthpiece, a Kensington Palace mouthpiece. Okay, thank you very much. Love you guys. I will see you all next time.